Hey, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm teaching you a box rhythm. Now, I've already done a lesson on a basic beginner's box rhythm, but this one has got bends in it, it's got some really cool slaps, it's got that nice little triplet turnaround at the end, loads of stuff to get your teeth into. If you enjoy the lesson you're about to have, please click like, share with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel because I put out a free harmonica lesson every single week. So this lesson is aimed at people who've tried the beginner one and found it maybe too easy, or they just want to work on improving it and advancing it, or people who haven't seen that lesson want to see harmonica, by the way. We're going to go through each line bit by bit and hopefully chop it up and make it palatable for you. We're going to talk about some of the techniques as we go as well. I want to give you all my secrets that I use when I play this. So line A goes something like this. Okay. Now you play that 4 times, but that's basically all there is to it. So the notes that we're playing, we've got 2 draw twice, and then we've got 6 blow twice, 5 draw twice, and then 4 draw twice. All the notes in this tune, apart from the little turnaround at the end, are going to be repeated twice like that. Now, you could play them just as double notes. I would encourage you, if you want to try and emulate the sound I'm getting, to try my technique, which is this. It's kind of a slap with the tongue, okay? So if you're tongue blocking, that's a good start. So you've got tongue blocking that note. By the way, if you're hearing me talk about tongue blocking going, what is he on about? Check out my lessons on tongue blocking to learn that technique. But if you're tongue blocking, I'm assuming that you are okay with that. I'm putting the tongue on and then taking it off again to give a chunka. So you hear a chord, and then you hear the single note that we're aiming at, and then you hear a chord again. And that gives it that kind of shuffly rhythm, chunka. So for hole 2, for example, I'm only tongue blocking 2 notes because there are only 2 notes available there. And then I go 1 note and then 2 notes again. If I was up to a 4, like a 4 draw, for example, I'd do 4 notes and then 1 and then 4 again. Chunka, chunka. And then if I'm up to hole 6, it's still only over 4 holes, but I'm just holes 4 to 6. So chunka, oops, chunka, chunka. So it's that on and off. And that's what gives me that feeling of it being 2 notes. If you play that quick and precise, you get that feeling of chunka, 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 chunka. So of course you're welcome to play those just as 2 notes. In which case you want to go da, 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 da. But if you're able to tongue block, get that chunka, chunka, chunka. So I'm going to assume that technique as I go through. That's going to apply to each line. Don't worry if that's way ahead of you and you just want to practice this as an exercise. There's some good bends to practice on this, and the next line is a good example of that. So line A we'd play 4 times. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then assuming we're following a 12-bar blues pattern, which is what we're going to do here, the most common form of blues, we're going to change, because at this point the chord would change in a 12-bar blues, and we're going to play this instead, line B. So we've got 1 blow, and then we've got 4 blow, and then 3 draw semitone bend. Crucial you get that bend. If you're not getting that bend, you're reverting to my easy beginner blues box rhythm lesson where I just kind of let that slide and didn't put the bend in. But get that bend, 3 draw, half step bend, semitone bend, and then 2 draw. That's if they were just single notes. If you double them, got a nice walking feel about it, a bit of a movement to it. And if you do the slaps that I was doing, I think with the bend, I'm actually slapping it twice. Because I think if I didn't, the chord wouldn't quite work, because I'm having to bend the note. If I just went chunka, I think it loses something, so I'm going. So just a little bit of a tip there, if you're trying out that slapping thing I'm doing, on the 3-draw semitone bend there, try going slap, slap, instead of just slap off. Slap, slap. On. Okay. We do that twice. So line B twice would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that would be line B. That actually takes us halfway through the 12-bar blues, at which point we go back to line A. I've written line C out, but we're just playing line A. We're only playing it twice at this point. So we'd play. No, we wouldn't. We'd play. Okay, cool. So let's have a go at line D, which sounds something like this. Okay, cool. So that's our 5 and our 4 chords. If that doesn't mean anything, don't worry. But if your understanding of 12-bar blues is there, then just so you know where we're up to the 5 and the 4 chord. So we're going to the 1 draw, and then the 4 draw, and then the 4 blow, and then the 3 draw second bend. The full step bend, a tone bend. So it's a semitone further than the bend we used in whole line B. So we've got to really make sure we're getting this down to that note. So for us on a C harmonica, that's the A note. If I was slapping those, again, on the second bend on 3, just as I did on whole 3 semitone bend on line B, I'm actually slapping both the bends because I don't like the sound of it if I don't. But the other ones I'm doing the chunka. And then the second half of line D, you'll notice that's the same as line B, and that's because we'd be playing over the same chord that we'd be playing over with line B. So line D in full, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really nice. Really nice box rhythm. What we're actually doing in this exercise, if you compare it with my beginner easy version that I've done a lesson on, what we're doing here is being more precise with the notes we're picking. Each box rhythm line is following a specific pattern. So line A, for example, we're going from 2 draw up to the 6 blow. That's taking the root note and then the octave. So we're taking a G and then a G above. And then we're going to the 5 draw, which is the flattened 7th. In our case, that's an F. And then we're going to the 4 draw, which is the 5th, which for us is a D note. That pattern applies to each line of this exercise. Whereas with the beginner one, I kind of allowed myself to be a bit freer with it because it would have involved bends. So that's what's happening here. We're being more precise. We're following something that really, really fits the box pattern. That applies all the way up to the last line. Line E is the same as line A. So we've really only got 3 different things to learn. You've got the 1 chord line, the 4 chord line, and the 5 chord line. So A is on A, and C and E are all on the 1 chord. So they're all the same. It was just how many times we do them for how many bars we're playing over. Line B is the 4 chord, and then line D is the 5 chord into the 4 chord. The end of line E is different, so line E in full sounds like this. I just wanted to put a nice little turnaround in there. In the beginner lesson I did a, but I want to push you today, so I want to give you the end of that line. So after the 4 draws we've got, so we've got a triplet line, da 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 da, and we've got 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw. That's our first triplet, and then 4 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw semitone bend. That's our next triplet, and then we land on the 1 draw. Okay. And it's just a nice little turnaround. I improvised it when I was writing this lesson today, so it would be different yesterday, it'd be different tomorrow, but that's what you're getting today, and I think that's quite a nice little way to finish it. So if you put that on the end of line E, you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could go back in and play this from the start at that point. But we're just going to play through it once. Let's go right from the top. Remember that on line A, you've got to play it 4 times. B is twice, C is twice, D is just once, and then E is just once. So it is written on the tab, but try and bear that in mind when you're playing this. So let's go from the top. I'll count us in on 4. If you want to do your double notes, that's fine. If you want to try the kind of arca sort of slap I'm doing, that's fine as well. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic, really well done. I hope you've enjoyed looking at this with me today. It's a lovely little thing to practice. You can start to add in your own little improvisations perhaps as you go, and certainly that turnaround you can edit and use as you like, because that is not integral to the process of playing a box rhythm. It's just something I added in at the end and quite liked. If you have enjoyed my lesson today, please click like, please share with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, because I put out a free harmonica lesson every single week. So you'll get that to your inbox if you subscribe to me. Also, check out my Facebook and my Twitter pages. Just search for LearnTheHarmonica.com. I take requests for lessons. I'm going to be back next week, but I don't know what I'll be doing. So if there's something you'd like me to cover, a song or a technique you'd like to look at, please put a comment beneath the video. You can email contact@LearnTheHarmonica.com, or you can find me through my Facebook and Twitter pages and contact me that way. Enjoy your practice, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.